So this is something that has been trending on various different websites within the gaming community, and it's something that caught my attention because I honestly felt like Warner Brothers games have they just gave up on this altogether because the last couple of big games that they published were just awful, and they cost the company millions upon millions of dollars. But it seems like Injustice 3 is currently in development, or at least that's what a multiverse data miner has pointed to or has hinted on their account. And honestly, for multiple gaming sites to report this, my guess is that there's some validity to that. I don't know too much about the account itself, but I feel like if these rumors are true, then I honestly feel like Warner Brothers is getting desperate because they know that the last couple of big games that they had were bad and that they need to do something to get people interested in their games again. Because let's be honest, games like Gotham Knights and the Suicide Squad game that we got last year, they were awful. The Suicide Squad game was awful. Gotham Knights was just boring and just lackluster. And I believe they had to cancel the Wonder Woman game that was supposed to be coming out in the future because they knew that a lot of people really didn't care about that whatsoever. And I believe Warner Brothers had announced a couple of months ago that they want to focus more on the Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, and the DC series. And and I feel like, those are some of their biggest IPs, and they should focus on trying to make more money off of those things. As far as the Injustice franchise is concerned, the last major game we got was back in 2017, and the game did at least 1.5 million in terms of copies sold worldwide. So um, I guess for a fighting game, that's pretty good. Nothing extraordinary, anything like that. But it was good enough to a point where people wanted to see a sequel to Injustice 2. And last I can recall, I think the game had like two different endings, or at least the story mode had like multiple endings. Um, and I feel like if Warner Brothers or NetherRealm Studios decide to make a sequel to Injustice 2, they can take either one of those endings, they can expand upon them, or just expand upon one and just make that the canon ending for Injustice 3. Whatever route they decide to go will be rather interesting. I expect to see big names return like Superman, Batman, Harley Quinn, Wonder Woman, Flash, all of them. And and I'm expecting, enhanced gameplay mechanics. I do feel like they should switch up like the style in which it's presented, like the aesthetics, make it look a little bit more colorful and I don't know, something that casuals can look at and sink their teeth into. Because I know when it comes down to the Injustice games, they try to make it dark and gritty and stuff like that. And I'm guessing that this game is probably going to be, T rated maybe. And I do feel like Injustice 3 has the potential to be one of the biggest or one of the most anticipated fighting games of this decade. I just feel like the finished product has to be polished. It shouldn't be no bugs, no glitches. It shouldn't be rushed. The marketing has to be on point. It has to be clever. It has to be something that's going to grab people's attention. Um, and I don't know. I feel like this is something that should have been done a long time ago. I feel like they should have been working on Injustice 3 years ago. And I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe they have been working on it for the past couple of years on the low, but I never heard any previous reports about, the game being in development or anything like that. So right now, I'm going off the assumption that Injustice 3 is in early development because we haven't seen any screenshots, and we're probably not going to see any screenshots anytime in the near future. We haven't seen any gameplay footage, no promo art, nothing like that. And I don't know. Hopefully, we'll see something like sometime next year. I'm not expecting anything to be, leaked or anything to appear anytime this year. Um, I would like to see maybe like a teaser trailer or something like that for Injustice 3 this year, but those are just like unrealistic expectations. And and yeah, man, I feel like this is something that it's a big deal, It's a big deal because people wanted to see this for quite some time, and even though the Injustice, IP is not as popular as Mortal Kombat or Tekken or Street Fighter or some of the more popular, fighting IPs out there, I still feel like it's something that can grab people's attention. There's larger than life, heroic and villain characters in the Injustice series, and I do feel like Warner Brothers has an opportunity to hit a grand slam with this game because it's something that's desperately needed, and they need something to compensate for the millions they have lost with all these failed games that they've given us over the past couple of years. So hopefully we'll hear more about this and these rumors if they are indeed true. Hopefully, Warner Brothers just they confirm that sometime in the future. They give us a targeted release date, and hopefully, it's something that will exceed our expectations.